What's up, fans of Bakugan? It's me, D-Heart. I'm going to do something new today that I haven't done before. I'm going to do a top 10 Aquos Bakugan list. Sure to be much controversy. Bakugan Pro TCG is fun because it is nuanced and diverse, and you can make these measurements based on a lot of different strategies and ways that people like to play. So I'm going to do it my way. Let me know what you think, who you would add, who you would take away, or if this list is crazy. We're going to get right to it. Starting out the list at number 10 is our boy Pensatar. Core Pensatar. It took him a while to open right there too, so he's mad that he's number 10. He is 703, getting up to 1350 on his magic shield. 1350 and 3. That puts him right at the 10th spot on this list. All the other Bakugan are obviously going to be higher than that, but that's what it takes, is a base of 1350. Number 9 is another new guy. It is Aquos Bakugan. He starts out at 700 and 3 damage with a magic shield and a green fist. He has an auto reroll built in there, so that puts him a little bit ahead of Pensatar on this list. Number 8, we have the crowd favorite that everybody loves to hate, and he didn't appreciate that, so he didn't open for me. It's Aquos Bakugan. He starts out at 100. He gets 600 more in a magic shield, which added up all together, it's 1350B and 5 damage, ahead of the other two before him. And then honorable mention here, his Evo is still awesome, where for 2 energy, you can get up to 1750B and 6 damage on a magic shield. So that's gonna get him solidly in the 8th spot here. Stand up, Cubbo. Number 7, another new guy. It's our favorite. That was pretty cool. Aquos Bakugan. Not only does he have an amazing design right now, but his card's not too bad either. Helix in his shield, starts out at a monster 800B, 2 damage, so he's getting up to 1400B and 0 damage on the highest Helix. Now, we're not necessarily going just by damage wins, so getting up to 1400B is pushing out all those 1300B Bakugan and taking 7th place here. For 6th place, another new guy, we have Aquos Bakugan. Now he is also getting up to 1400B if he's landing on that best Helix, but he's keeping 1 damage, where Serpilius was losing all of his damage. So that's going to put him a little bit higher than Serpilius. He has got a Helix and a green fist. Number 5, halfway through, we got the Aquos main coming up in the newest seasons. He has a built-in reroll because he simply does not open. And I just need to keep talking and filling right now to see how many times it takes him to open on a gate card. This is incredible. This should be really easy to do, but it's not. And the more I do it, the more I think he is falling on my list. There, he grabbed it, but he does not open. It's Aquos Bakugan Ultra, the diamond version here. So he starts out with another monster 800B with a magic shield, so he's getting up to 1450B and 2 damage, and he's got a built-in reroll. The people who made this design must have known he was super hard to open, so they helped him out with the reroll. I'm also going to flash his Diamond Evo card, where for 7 energy you can get up to 1800B. Still has a reroll, 8 damage, and is going to get to 2450 on a magic shield. It's not as good as some more Evos, especially in Aquos that we're going to have in a second, but it's still fun to have. Number 4 on the list is a brand new Bakugan, Ultra Cyrus. He has a Helix and a green fist, starts out at 603, but he's getting 300 more on a Helix, so that puts him at 1500B and 0 damage. That's 50 ahead of the next wave of Bakugan that we're getting up to 14 and 1450B power. So that's getting him our number 4 spot. Again, like I said, it's not strictly by damage right now, and some of these guys that have 0 damage, you're thinking to yourself, that doesn't mean they're good. That means that they're worse. But in this case, we're not thinking about damage as much. Bakugan is more nuanced than that. Third place, though, it's the guy that used to be in first place, and he didn't open, he just accidentally fell open. It's Hydorus, Armored Elite Hydorus. Helix and a Green Fist, 400 B4 damage, but if he's getting that Helix, he's getting up to 1,506, which is huge. Used to be the hugest, but he's even been passed by a couple more people. So he's going to take our number 3 spot now. However, because of this monster Evo, I don't know where to put him in the top 3. It's amazing. 6 energy is expensive, but with that Evo, if it's in play, he's getting up to 2,700 B and 13 damage. Now, a counter to Hydorus these days is just taking his core with one of those mythic Bakugan that are out. So he's becoming weaker because he's dependent on a Helix, but B-power wise, 1,500, he's taken 3rd place. All right, 2nd place is, again, our main guy, new version, True Metal, Platinum, Sharktar. Not only is this core Bakugan amazing, he looks sweet, it's fun to hold heavy Bakugan. His card is awesome. 900 B, 3 damage, and he has a magic shield. So he's getting up to 1,550 and 3. He beats out Hydorus by 50 B, much less damage, half the damage, but there's no core shenanigans. You don't have to have a specific core. So if he loses his magic shield, he's still up at 900, and that is strong. So that puts him solidly in 2nd place for us right now. 1st place, current highest B, strongest Bakugan is none other than an old favorite in any faction. It's Aquos Mythic Fangzor. He's getting up to 1,600 B if he's getting a 400 B shield. And 2 damage with a built-in reroll. So the dude is strong. He can protect his cores on a reroll against other mythic Bakugan that are trying to take his core. And it's just fun. It's just cool to have an old Bakugan, a Fangzor of all people, to be so strong in the Aquas faction. So there you go, number 1. I do have some honorable mentions here though, because there are other combinations of Bakugan and cores and effects that could potentially be super strong. So we're gonna start out with this. Apopix. Aquos Apopix. 2 magic shields with 6 damage. So he's only getting to 1150 B, but he can share magic shields with other Bakugan and coming in with 6 damage. So you can utilize him if he's on a Fire Fist with other damage wins matches, and he get up to 12 damage if he needed to on a Fire Fist. So that is super cool. Honorable mention. Not only, he also has a sweet Evo. 6 energy, 2100 B. On a magic shield, it's 2750 with 8 damage. And when it gets to a team attack, he gets to draw 2 cards. So that's a super strong Evo. If we compare him to another really strong Evo, a little bit older, same amount of energy, Hydorus needs a Helix, and he can get up to 2700 B. Apopix is getting up to 2750 with no core dependency. He doesn't need that Helix. He needs his magic shield, right? But he's not losing a ton of B if somebody steals a Helix from him altogether and puts it on the other side of the mat. So Apopix Evo is pretty darn strong, in my opinion. Honorable mention. He didn't get on the list just because his base B is not strong enough to win these battles right off the roll. The next honorable mention, in no particular order right now, is Aquos Halcor Ultra Armored Elite. Now, he's cool because he has the gimmick when you're attaching Baku gear, you get to draw a card. And if you're abusing this with rerolls, everybody knows that this guy belongs in the first turn knockout deck. So he's going to be on our list because of a very special thing that he can do to be awesome. Next up, again in no particular order, is Heos Colossus. This is Platinum Colossus, but his card is wrong, which is sad. But we're going to talk about him just because 300B on his shield, he's getting up to 700. If he's getting up to 700, he's taking the enemy's core and putting it onto the field. He's core stealing. That's strong. If he's getting a green fist, he's taking a core from the field and putting it onto him. A different type of core steal. That's strong. So I don't know where to put him on the top 10 list, but these effects that he has are super strong. He's getting an honorable mention. We'll figure out how strong he is in the future when we start playing with him more. The next honorable mention is a Bakugan that I was going to use in a tournament recently because of this crazy damage. 8 damage with a built-in reroll. It comes with 2 strong cores, Helixes, and Fennica Ultras in any faction, they're really good at double coring. So if you needed to get in a B power battle, you could quite routinely double core on his 2 Helixes, and you'd be at 1400 B and 2 damage. And that roll right there would make the top 10 list. However, because I've tried a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people other have too, maybe it's 50-50, maybe it's 75% of the time. If you're really good, maybe it's higher. It's not always guaranteed. And if you're not going to double core every single time, then he's definitely not on the top 10 list. But he's here, and he is awesome for damage wins. If you need to use him as your Aquos to just come in and win a damage wins battle with 8 damage. The last honorable mention I'm going to say right now is Mythic Hyderus, and it's because of the core steal that he has down there where he's landing on a green fist. He's taking the core from the opposing Bakugan. So by himself, he can get up to 450B. If he takes a magic shield, he's up at 1050 with 6 damage still, but he's taking the opponent's core. So the opponent, every single time in this case, would be at 1,000 or less, because I think the strongest Bakugan by themselves get up to 1,000. He'd be 50 ahead because he's taking their core, and they would have to be playing a card first. That is strong. Not sure where it goes in the top 10 list right now, but definitely could make it more solidly one day. And there you go. Last honorable mention. Who did I miss? Let me know. I'm sure you're dying to, and that's what's fun about this. Who would be on your top 10 Aquos Bakugan list? Who needs to be higher? Who needs to be lower? Let me know in the comments. Can't wait to do this with more factions in the future.